The difference between someone building wealth and someone stuck living paycheck to paycheck isn't how much money they make. It's the sneaky money traps draining their account. And the crazy part is you're probably wasting money on at least 3 of these things right now without even realizing it. So in this video, I'm going to share 10 things that are a complete waste of your money, and I'll share how they're draining your account and what you can do to avoid it. Let's get into it. Number 1, credit card interest. Debt keeps most people stuck and the banks love it. The average credit card interest rate is about 24%. So that means if you're carrying about a £2,000 credit card balance, you're paying hundreds in interest every single year. And that's all profit going to the bank. And if you're on a low income or struggling to get your finances in order and you're just paying the minimum balance, that's going to keep you stuck for even longer. So to avoid that money trap, treat your credit card like a bill. You pay the balance in full every single month. That way you reap the benefits of having the credit card without the sting of wasting hundreds of pounds in interest. And stick around because next I'll share another bank fee that's just as bad. Number 2, bank fees and overdraft. This one is annoying because it's essentially a penalty for being broke and not having money in your account. Those fees of £25, £35 here and there, they add up. And usually this happens because you're not on top of your outgoings, because you don't know your numbers. And I know it may not sound sexy, but this is where organization comes in and changes everything, aka having a budget. So make a list of all of your bills and call up the providers and change all of the due dates so that they leave your account on the same day. So for example, all of my bills, they leave my account on the 1st of the month. That way I know exactly which date they're being paid, I know exactly how much I'm expecting to come out. So there are no surprises, no extra fees. Number 3, subscriptions you don't use. We've all been there, right? You signed up for a free trial, forgot to cancel it, then the next thing you know, £100 leaving your account and you have no idea why. You're checking your bank statement, you're scrambling, and then you call up the provider to realize that it's for a fee because you forgot to cancel the subscription. It's annoying. And all of these subscriptions, they add up. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, the gym. And sometimes you find that you have subscriptions for the same thing. For example, you have Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus. I mean, you don't need 3 cable subscriptions. You could cancel 2 and keep 1. One of the best things that I did when I was trying to get my finances in order was I did a subscription detox. I looked at all of my subscriptions and I was brutally honest with myself. I was like, which ones am I actually using? Which ones do I not need? The ones that I don't need, I'm going to cancel them, and I just kept the ones that I was actually using. And something else I did was paying any subscriptions for the full year that I could. For example, Amazon Prime, you can pay for it for the year up front instead of paying for it monthly. And if you switch to paying it in full, you actually save yourself a bit of money, because most of these companies, they charge you an admin fee for having to take the payment via your bank. So to avoid wasting money on subscriptions, do a subscription audit every quarter. Be completely honest with yourself. Look through your subscriptions. If there are any that you haven't used for more than 3 months, cancel it, because that means that you don't need it. And imagine saving £50 or £100 just by cancelling subscriptions. That's money you could put to your savings. And it's not about what you're losing, it's about leveling up. Number 4, luxury you can't afford yet. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. I mean, we all deserve the finer things in life. I mean, who doesn't like to wear expensive things? But financing luxuries like a car, shoes, bags that you can't actually afford is not a flex. It's actually debt disguised as a lifestyle. And here's the harsh truth. I'm saying this with love, as somebody who has made mistakes, not somebody who is perfect and does everything right. But the reality is, your wardrobe should not be worth more than your investment account. Let that sink in. It might sound harsh, but it's true. If you have a wardrobe full of designer drip, bags, shoes, clothes, but you don't have an investment account, that's not smart, that's not cute. Your investment account should be worth more than your wardrobe. And here's another truth. The wealthiest people in the world, they don't wear their wealth. When you look at Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, or Steve Jobs, you don't see them in designer drip and jewelry. You just don't. They all dress very casual. Steve Jobs wore the black polo neck and jeans all the time. Warren Buffett usually wears a suit, and Bill Gates is usually dressed very casual, because it's not about wearing your wealth, it's about that quiet wealth. And if you genuinely love designer and expensive things, I'm not saying don't buy it. You can buy your pieces, but maybe just buy 1 or 2 pieces a year instead of buying everything and getting yourself into debt. Here's a mindset shift. Upgrade your lifestyle with your investments, not material things. Instead of spending £1,500 on a Louis V bag, why not invest that money instead? Then look at your account in a few months or a year and see that it's grown by capital gains and compound interest. Isn't that much more of a flex than wearing the designer bag? Number 5, food delivery fees. Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Just Eat. They're convenient, but they are also a money trap. That £15 meal easily turns into £20 or £25 once you add on the markup costs, delivery and tips. And if you're doing that a few times a week, that's easily hundreds of pounds that you're spending just on takeaways and food delivery fees. And I fell into this trap myself during lockdown, because before that I actually never used any of these money apps. But next thing I knew, I was at home using these apps, ordering my favourite takeaways. And then before I knew, I was spending literally 80 or £100 just on food delivery services. And I was just like, no, that's got to stop. An easy way to avoid this is to prep your meals. Now, I know it might sound boring, but it doesn't have to be. You can create a weekly menu of your favourite meals, or even recreate your favourite takeaways at home. I started doing this myself. On a Sunday, I will create a weekly menu. Then I'll make a list of the ingredients that I need to get. I'll go to the grocery store, I'll get the ingredients, and I'll prep my meals. And sometimes I'll batch cook. That way, when it comes to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm not scrambling and getting overwhelmed and feeling like, oh, let me just resort to ordering something on Uber Eats because I'm not prepared. No, when I stick to this plan, I don't have that problem. So you can implement that too, to avoid wasting money on takeaways. Now, I'm not saying that you have to cut them out completely. It's fine to order it maybe once a week, but it shouldn't be your default. And trust me, the next one drains more of your money every single month. Number 6, new car payments. A brand new car loses value as soon as you drive it off the lot. Now, once you add the finance payments, petrol, insurance, that's draining money from your budget every single month. And I understand why people get cars on finance. Some people do it because they love cars and they want the latest model, whereas others do it because they feel like the car that they want is actually out of reach because they can't afford to pay it in full. But the money that you pay in interest isn't worth it. I've been there myself. I've wasted a lot of money on cars. So what I did when I was trying to get my finances in order, I waited a little while till I could save up some money, and I just bought an older car. So I spent about £2,000 on an older model car. The insurance was super cheap, maybe like £400 or £500 for the year. Petrol was cheap as well. It cost me about £25 to fill up my tank, and it was very reliable, so I wasn't having to pay loads of money on maintenance every month. And I had that car for about 8 years. I did change it recently, but that car lasted me for about 8 years, so I got more than my money's worth. And it got me from A to B just fine. No stress, no debt. Now, if that's not an option for you, so if you don't have money saved up to buy a car, right, and you have to finance it, then just get an older model, because the payments will be cheaper and so will the maintenance. Because the thing is, when people finance cars, it's like they just think of the car and they don't think of the maintenance costs. And that's important because that's one of the things that will continuously drain your money as well. You don't have to drive the newest, latest luxury car. You can buy an older model and get yourself from A to B just fine. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Number 7, buy now, pay later apps. Those buy now, pay later apps like Klarna, they seem like they're helping you out, but they're actually a trap, because what it's essentially doing is it's allowing you to buy things that you can't afford up front. And the next thing you know, you're paying for all of these different things, and then the payments start coming out and you have no idea what it's for. Then you end up going to an overdraft, then you have to use your credit card, then you get into debt. You see that whole cycle? So to avoid wasting money on this, here's a rule. If you can't afford to pay for it in cash, then don't buy it. Just wait. You'll save yourself from future stress and debt, which is way more worth it than the material thing that you were trying to buy. Number 8, daily Starbucks and coffee runs. Everybody loves a good coffee, but that daily habit is costing you £5 a day, sometimes even more. And if you're doing that a few times a week, that's easily hundreds of pounds you're spending a month just on coffee. I love a good latte myself. I like to get a vanilla latte, a white chocolate mocha, or a matcha latte. But once I saw that adding up on my bank statements, I was just like, no, I need to find an alternative, because that's a lot of money going to coffee. So to avoid wasting money on daily Starbucks, you can make it yourself at home. They sell the sachets in the supermarkets now. I go to Sainsbury's and I see the Starbucks brand sold. So you can buy that. It's way cheaper. They even sell the barista milk. Then you can buy yourself a milk frother on Amazon and make it at home yourself. Trust me, with the frother, you'll get the same experience, but for way cheaper. I bought myself one on Amazon for £10. It works perfectly. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with having Starbucks, but let's not make it a daily habit. You can have it maybe once or twice a week, and the other days, make it yourself at home. Number 9, impulse fast fashion buys. Everybody loves a new outfit. I get it. You want to look and feel your best and want to have the latest pieces. But spending £200 a month on Zara and Shein is just not worth it. That's £2,400 every year you're spending just on clothes. At the end of the day, trends fade, but your financial security won't. Think about it like this: that money that you're spending on clothes every single month, you can invest it in the stock market instead. So for example, when I started investing in the stock market, I started with £250 a month because that's all I could afford. I invested it consistently, and then a few years later, I built a 5-figure portfolio with very little effort. So instead of spending that money on your clothes, you could grow it instead and make your money work for you. Now, a great way to avoid wasting money on fast fashion is to build a capsule wardrobe. You can still invest in quality pieces, but make them all work with each other. You don't have to buy every new trend. You can just buy quality pieces and interchange them. That will save you so much money, and it will save you time when you're getting dressed because you'll have fewer pieces to pick from, and it will last you longer, so you'll save money in the long run. Number 10, luxury beauty treatments you can DIY. I get it. You want to look and feel your best, but spending hundreds of pounds on getting your nails done, hair, eyelashes, that's thousands of pounds you're spending every year just on beauty treatments. And the thing is, you don't even have to spend that money when you can do some of it yourself. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up all of it, but maybe choose one or two that you can start doing yourself at home and then continue to get the rest done. For example, I used to get my nails done every 2 weeks for over a decade. At first, it would cost me about £60 a month because I would get my nails done twice a month and then get a pedicure. So it would be £60 a month at first. Then it crept up to over £100. And then to make it worse, the salon that I went to, they got a new owner. So then it started taking even longer. So I was like, hold on, hang on. It's costing me more time and money. I was like, no, I've got to change. So what I started doing is I started doing my nails at home myself. I watched a few YouTube videos to figure out how to file my nails in a way that I like. I put a clear coat on it, and I still get a pedicure done. You see the balance? I'm not saying you have to be extreme and give up everything. Maybe choose one or two that you can do yourself. That way you can cut back and start saving yourself some money. And trust me, there's so many DIY beauty kits that you can buy on Amazon, and then you can literally watch a YouTube tutorial to figure out how to do it. You're going to save yourself so much time and money. So here's a bonus: not maxing out your ISA allowance. This one isn't just wasted money, it's throwing away free money. If you're in the UK, every year you get an ISA allowance where you can invest or save money up to £20,000 without paying any tax on the gains. So for example, the most common ISA accounts are your cash ISA and your stocks and shares ISA. So if you're not maxing that out every year, you're literally leaving free money on the table. So each year, aim to max out your cash and stocks and shares ISA. Trust me, your future self will thank you. So those are 10 things draining your bank account plus one bonus that can actually make you money. And if you just cut out 2 or 3 of these things a year, you can save yourself so much money that you can put towards saving and investing for future you. And if you want to save even more money, check out my other video on money habits keeping you broke. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and consider subscribing for more videos to help you on your finance journey. Don't forget, stay rich in mindset and the money will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.